Oh, is it recording?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll just
All
cut that part out though.
right. That's how the video starts. All right, I'll give us. What's up, guys? Ron and Roger back here, and wait, no, I want to mention your name first because that's egotistical of us. Okay. What's up, guys? Roger and Ron here. This week we are reviewing 2008's Jumper with something Christensen with Anakin. With Anakin is in it. That's in it. Anakin. Anakin. There's I forget who Samuel L. Jackson plays.
Mace Windu.
This one has Mace Windu, Nick Fury, and Discount Padme's in this. I just messed up the entire casting. It says Hayden Christensen, Samuel L. Jackson, and like one or two other people that I don't recognize. Well, actually, everyone else I don't recognize.
Oh my god. Why did you choose this film? What do you like so much about Jumper?
Well, it was sort of like a superhero movie, but it also seemed to be out of the blue because it's not connected to any really. It's not like the MCU where it's connected to all these other films or the DCU. It's not of a well-known character, which is why I thought it'd be interesting. And then also it has mixed reviews, so I thought it'd be a good topic to talk about.
Right, because I thought this film was pretty good actually. I had low expectations for it. The posters to me really did look cheap. I mean, look at the thumbnail. I really do not like the poster. It doesn't show the quality of the film. That's to say the least. Because I thought this was a pretty good film with some cool action sequences. Although,
Yeah.
when you really think deeper about these action sequences, they don't make sense. Because sometimes they're just fighting and you're just like, why don't you just teleport away, you know? And when you think about it that way, it can get a little cheesy or something like that. But still, I really did enjoy this film. I had a fun time. And the best thing about this film, it's extremely fast-paced. It flew by really quick to me. What did you think of the pacing of this film?
I enjoyed it. I like how earlier on in the film it kind of shows like the fun side, and then how it gets serious or kind of like makes it how it kind of gets less about like the fun parts and more about the serious side, I guess. Of
all the consequences from having these kind of powers.
Yeah.
Because
I will admit that I don't really think the villain had that good of a motivation. I think it was more, it was just like, because there are 2 points in the stories where guys ask him straight up, like, why are you doing this? And he's just like, only God should have that kind of power, which doesn't really answer the question. I mean, I guess it's like he's a religious fanatic or something. And I did like how they linked it to the witch hunts that occurred in like 1800s or something. I'm not good with history, but I did like that part. But it felt like there was really no reason for the villain to be there. To me.
No, it's true.
What about you?
It was more like this movie. The point of this movie was just to show a cool story with these kind of powers and how it can influence your life. But then when they were working on the script, they realized, oh shit, this can only be a short film. How do we make it a feature film? Let's just throw in Samuel L. Jackson with some weird white hair in there and just make him give him some motivations. That's what it felt to me anyway.
What did you think about like most of the special effects in it?
In some scenes they were really good, but in some scenes you could clearly see it was CGI.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, I think some of the fight scenes they did really well, but I think, for example, the zoom out when he's on the Pharaoh's head eating lunch, or that was particularly visible. It was like a green screen.
Right, and but some of these special effects were really good, especially when you think this movie came out in 2008.
Oh yeah, yeah. A lot of these are pretty good for this, especially for like they could actually hold up nowadays. Some of them.
Some of them. I mean,
And then the rest is, edit like 40 minutes the movie out.
but I really did like the opening scene with the young character. I totally forgot his name. But
Young David, I like that part too.
Because
I thought it was,
then you kind of fantasize about what you would do if you'd had that power.
yeah. It's a good way to get into to kind of know the guy. But one thing about the movie that I didn't really like is it's sort of like he seems to be a cool guy, and then or like a nice guy, and then he gets the power and he's just like, fuck this, I'm gonna go steal money and just random women and just like screw life. Like, hey, I really, 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 really like you. Here's a snow globe. I'm not dead. See you in 12 years. For like probably at least the first hour of the movie, probably more, I could not help but to think that the main character, David, is sort of a dick. Because, I mean, like, he has a crazy crush on this girl. Then he, apparently dies. So he tells her in the form of, like, giving her the snow globe that he's still alive. But after that, the first thing he does is goes to rob a bank, which I can sort of get, because he's like 15 or whatever and he needed money. But when you, just sort of jump to that conclusion, it's sort of like it's not something I would expect a good guy to do. And then when you do that like 5 times, and then he becomes sort of emotionally attached from everything, he ignores any and all friends he had. He doesn't tell his dad, which I can kind of get. But one thing I hated was he keeps leaving all these IOUs to the bank. But to me, that was like a subplot that never gets fulfilled. I was thinking like somehow at the end of the movie he'll find like Samuel L. Jackson, whatever, or Roland. Yeah, Roland, the bad guy, like his cash or something, and then pay back the bank. But it was like no, he just still owes the debt.
That's very true. I mean,
something else with that.
In the beginning, you think it's a build up to something in the climax or something like that, but it doesn't really pay off.
It doesn't lead to anything. You're right.
Also, the girl in this movie is so stupid. I mean, why is she even with this guy for the fucking snow globe? She hasn't seen him in like 5 years, and all of a sudden they meet each other in like 5 minutes, and then they go to Rome. 5 fucking minutes.
Yeah, I really didn't like that part either. I think this is a movie that should kind of try to stick to the action sequences because I gotta say I really enjoyed how it worked in the early part of the story. As far as the romance, and then like the second where he teleports out of from under the ice, I think that sort of ruined it because then he just becomes like a jerk and just ignores her or whatever. To me, like if I'm alive, I would say yeah, I something happened and I came out. And like I was confused, and I went to the library or some crap like that. I mean, who's gonna believe that over you teleported, But instead, he's like, screw this, screw her. I'm gonna go rob a bank. I don't know.
Also, it was kind of cliched at the end, or in the beginning, I mean, where his mom left and his dad is like a drunk douchebag. That was kind of a cliche that happens in way too many movies. But the part I did like, which I didn't know because I didn't look up the cast of this movie before I watched it, is Michael Rooker is in this movie as well. And last week we discussed Cliffhanger, and he was in that movie as well. What do you say?
I was saying 2 weeks in a row.
I know, right? We should do Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 next week, or the first one.
It's gonna be. Like, what playlist do you want to see? You want to see action? You want to see adventure? You want to see thriller? You want to see Michael Rooker? I did like in the story how the first time we kind of see his dad, he's like a jerk. He's like, where are you? What are you doing? Let me in here. And then after David kind of leaves and just whatever. Then the next time we see him, it's been like, I think 8 years, and he's like, please let me in. I want to talk. I don't hate you. I'm sorry. I did like that part, and also before he gets killed, he sort of like sort of has a character change and becomes a nicer guy. I did like that part.
Also, the last scene with him before it leaves is also in front of that door, right? Like with the opening of that door. And then when they meet again, it's exactly the same shot, but now he wants him back. So he realizes he misses him. So that's kind of a cool character development scene in the movie.
I definitely enjoyed that part. I just wish the main character could have went through some similar character development.
Yeah, that's true. And
he could have went through like reverse character development actually. He started off being nice, and then downgrade into a thief who sleeps with random women, and then he gets this one girl and drags her around, lies to her, endangers her life, breaks up with her on a flight back home. I mean, and then what did you think of the ending of this movie?
I don't know. I kind of saw it coming. What did you think of it?
I didn't really like or dislike it. I just kind of felt that it was like it left it hanging. I mean, I don't expect him to, beat the entire force of the Paladins or whatever, because there's probably like thousands over the globe. But I just thought it was kind of weird how it ends like, all right, let's go to Hawaii, or wherever, and they teleport away. I did like that part, but like 5 minutes earlier, he just got done having a conversation where his mom said she's on her way to murder him. Like, what? That you can't end happy if you're about to go to war with your mom.
Right. Yeah, but I also do not like it or dislike it. It was kind of just a meh ending. Like, it was just, what? What is this? Is there going to be a Jumper 2 or something?
It kind of left it hanging.
But just for a second, let's talk about Samuel L. Jackson's hair.
Oh.
What the fuck?
I don't know why. I don't know why he has white hair. I don't get it. I mean, I did not read the novel that this was based on, but I'm sure they took liberties elsewhere. Why can't you? I don't get it. That's not. There's no reason for him to have white hair.
I know, right? I mean, I didn't even know this was based off a novel. Oh, by the way, we both haven't read the novel, so in terms of adapting the novel into a movie, we do not know anything about that part. So if you're like, wow, these two people are such dumbasses, they do not even know this guy had white hair in the novel. But
yeah, just as a disclaimer.
But why did he have to have white hair? I mean, it looked so unrealistic as well. I mean, it looked like
Yeah,
Nicolas Cage in I believe it was Con Air, because in that movie he has like extremely weird hair as well, like extremely long or something, and it looks unrealistic as well. If it's Con,
I don't see a reason for it either. Like, I could get unrealistic hair if, for example, like with Arnold Schwarzenegger in Conan, I think it's because he's like to make him look like Samson, where you have longer hair, you're stronger, or if it serves some sort of intimidation factor. But I mean, it really doesn't. It's just like the guy has white hair for no reason,
and
it's like,
to be honest,
like an emo phase, and then he changed his mind, and now his hair's white or something.
to be honest, it's not terrifying at all, and it looks cheesy as hell. Also, I was right about the part where Nicolas Cage has like extremely long hair in Con Air, or you might as well call it Con Hair. But
it's funny you say that, because my mom actually has a hairbrush, and the brand of it is Con Air.
I
don't know.
The creator was like, "What should I call my new company about hair?" Oh, I just watched that movie with Nicolas Cage in it, and he has extremely weird hair.
One thing about the movie that I really enjoyed was the score and the music in it.
Yeah, me too. I actually listened to the soundtrack after I watched it.
I really like the opening and the ending tunes specifically.
Yeah, because in the rest of the movie you do not really hear it that much. And the soundtrack is not memorable by any means, but it was just a really good soundtrack.
Yeah, particularly the intro song, the "My Day So Far" song. I like that one.
Yeah, that one was really good.
Anyone really knows like name, but I'll throw a link in the comments or the description of the songs that I mean.
No promises.
I have horrible memory. I probably promised that it's something on the last video and forgot.
I remember you promised like a link in the Speed podcast. Where is it?
The last copy was stored in the bus that blew up.
If you do not know, if you do not get the joke, we had like a Speed podcast, but for some reason the file was all fucked up, and that's the reason why we couldn't get it online.
It was fine for the first 40 seconds, and then the audio cut out for the rest of the video.
Yeah, and the weird thing is, I actually played the file on an entire other like software, and it worked fine. But then I transferred it into my editing software, and it didn't work at all. You could only hear like you said, the first 40 seconds. So yeah, that's the joke if you didn't get it.
I tried playing Audacity. I tried I mean, I don't think that thing I don't think it wants to play. So what did you think of like the scenery directions, like sort of where the filming took place in it?
That was pretty cool. I definitely liked that it was in multiple locations, because it makes sense, of course, because you can teleport. So it makes sense you would have multiple locations. One thing I didn't really like was the overuse of teleportating. I mean, the remote was like 30 centimeters off his hand, and he fucking teleports. But still, he looks muscular as hell. How is that possible? How do your muscles function?
one thing that was I think they left it in kind of to show his selfishness in the beginning, was how he's watching TV and it shows that there are people needing to be rescued. And I was like, oh, this is cool. We'll get to see how he's a cool guy now. And he'll just, he'll go into his secret lair and he'll throw on, like a raincoat or whatever. Or not a raincoat, like a swimming suit or something. And then he'll go, rescue the people. And it's like, nope, I'm just going to go.
That's exactly what I thought. I actually thought he was going to grab like a sweater or something with... and a mask or something, so his identity wouldn't get fucked and everything, and he would just teleport there, because he walks away from the TV, but he just walks away into the street, and then this other guy's like, you are gonna need an umbrella, and I thought, oh, so he is actually gonna teleport over there, but just with an umbrella and without a mask or something like that, or like a hoodie, but he just goes to go surfing or something in Hawaii or wherever the fuck he is.
I think there were a lot of things that didn't really make sense.
Yeah, but that's
like sort of minor things like that.
Yeah, but it does really make sense with this film. I mean, if you have a plot like this, you can really expect this kind of stuff to happen. And two douchebags talking about nitpicking on the movie about this kind of stuff.
But again, neither of us read the novel, so we don't know if you're like yelling at the screen like, you idiot! We don't know the adaptations that were made. So it might have been like really, really good in the novel and then sucks on the screen, or it might just suck both places. But I did really enjoy how the action went.
Yeah, me too. Except for the camera work in some scenes. Because in some scenes the camera work is fine. But in some scenes it's just shaky camera over your screen.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I understand some of them. Like, when it's like a running scene, I do sort of get that, because it's like, he's teleporting everywhere, so it sort of gives an element to that, but I also thought there were some instances where there's a shaky camera where it doesn't add anything to the story, like when they're going down the stairs in the Coliseum and the cameraman's like tripping down the stairs.
Right. No, but yeah, the shaky cam was really annoying in some scenes.
I took a screenshot of during the credits of the special thanks the producers had, and there's a lot of people, a lot of places that it was filmed at. Like there's Toronto, Rome, Tokyo, New York, Ann Arbor, Petersburg, Rosarito Beach, Mexico. There's Mercedes-Benz Japan, Chrysler. There's I think Pennsylvania. I don't know if that's where Petersburg or Ann Arbor is, and I think maybe Louisiana. Oh, and the Empire State Building, of course, is in it, and so is Big Ben.
Yeah, I didn't watch the credits till that part, but I mean,
well, I don't know if I was really expecting it. Plus, this is sort of before the time where stingers became popular after the credits. But I don't know where I was expecting, but there isn't anything after the credits, so I was like 5 minutes sort of wasted.
But sometimes the camera work was pretty dated as well, like in the drone shots when it like speeds up.
And then it just like it cranes over to the left, and you're trying to focus on it, but but the subject is shifting further and further out of focus.
Yeah, and then it like speeds up for some reason. That's something that's pretty dated. Like if Avengers Infinity War had like a shot of New York, and then it would speed up, everyone would be would be like, what the hell? They would just go back to the 90s or the or to 2008. I mean, it probably is even dated for 2008 because they really did use that in late 90s and the beginning of the zeros, you could say.
I don't really understand some of the camera work in it. And then also, yeah, like I was saying earlier, I just really wish there was more character development for David, the main character, because it starts off when he's nice, and then he gets the powers, and he becomes a jerk, and then he's just a jerk for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, you could definitely say that Michael Rooker's character, the father, is actually the best character of the film.
Yeah, because he goes through the most change throughout it.
Exactly, and it's definitely the most interesting actor or character, and he's also a great actor. I mean, Michael Rooker is always great. I mean, you got I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
I didn't really like the character of I think Millie is her name, the David's love interest, because to me it seems it's like she's only there to be a love interest for David, and that's like the only reason. Because I mean, they like each other at the beginning, and then he's gone for 8 years, and then he comes back, and I don't even know why he comes back. He only comes back because I think someone threatened his life. So he's like forced to come back. He's like, yeah, whatever. I'll go see her. Yeah, I almost got killed, so sure. And then I don't get it. He does that, and then she's just like, yeah, sure, let's go to Rome. I've known you for about an hour now, since I've seen you 8 years ago. And then after that, she's just like believes. Well, she doesn't believe his lies, but he just continuously lies to her. She's like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I didn't really, as you were saying, get her motivations for stuff. Like, she made such stupid decisions, in my opinion. She made such idiotic decisions. And you're just sitting there like, why is she doing this? They just met like 5 minutes ago. They had like a reunion of like 5 minutes, and all of a sudden they go to Rome? Are you kidding? Also, it must be extremely painful to sit in a plane for so long if you can just teleport.
That's what I really didn't understand. Like, if there was anyone in the world that David would have trusted with his power to know, it would have been her. But he only tells her as like when he's forced to.
And I mean, if it's your love interest, someday she should know that you have these powers. Someday she's gonna find out. So why not just tell her and teleport over there, right?
Or no, just keep having her commit crimes as an accomplice with you, and then another thing I did not get is why when he's captured breaking into the Coliseum, whatever, he doesn't just teleport out. Because I mean, okay, yeah, they get him, and he'd be one in Rome. But I mean, what's the big deal? If you break out, they're going to be after you anyway.
Yeah, some of the motivations in this film do not make any sense at all.
one thing I gotta say, really just, it just astounded me with how stupid it was. I enjoy the part where, near the end, where she's like, she's like tied to the wall or something, and then he tries to teleport the entire building. I like that part, because it was like, and then he's like, Roland Samuel was like saying, no, you can't do it. Some things just can't jump. And then he like teleports anyway, and I was like, all right, this is going to be awesome. He's going to teleport in the desert or something and then go home. But instead, he teleports into a freaking river. I mean, dude, you're tied up. Your girlfriend is tied up. And you're going to go one place in a river? A river? Do you want to drown?
You could go anywhere in the world, but you decide to jump in a river.
You could probably even go to the moon if you had a photograph of it. But no, let's go into the river.
Also, what I didn't really get was, why do they have all these pictures in their room? I mean, do you have to have these pictures at all times or something? I mean, if you
I don't know. I think it was like part collage, but I mean, I think it was more of there as like a plot point, just so Roland could know everywhere he'd go.
Right.
Like he was setting up so if this way, if anyone who wants to kill me breaks in, they can know all my other hideouts.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking when I saw that scene. Like, it's more of a plot device, just to get the plot going.
I did enjoy the action sequences in this, though.
Yeah, I probably won't rewatch this movie that many times, but I probably will check out the action sequences on YouTube some days.
Yeah. The movie itself isn't really worth watching a second time, because pretty much all the idiotic things you can pick up on the first lap. But the fight scenes are maybe worth revisiting every so often, just because they're sort of one of the better things the movie does.
Definitely
not character development.
And also, in some scenes, the dialogue in this film was really, really bad. And
Which picture do you mean?
I don't know. I don't really remember. But like in some scenes, what was his name again? Hayden Christensen, right?
Oh yeah, David. He plays.
Yeah. In some scenes, he sounded so drunk for some reason. I don't know why. But like in some scenes, he's talking, and you're like, "Are you drunk or what?" And in some scenes, the ironic thing about it, in some scenes, he's actually in a bar. So I'm like, "You just drink like way too many beers over there or something? Is this necessary? Do you have to act drunk or something?"
And I also don't understand why he's so secretive about his power. Why he's so secretive about his power. I mean, if anything happens, like, he doesn't have a problem with some random guy that he fights at the bar. He doesn't have any problem locking him up. He doesn't take him, now he does not take him over like the Pacific or somewhere where sharks will eat him. He doesn't take him in Egypt where he'll have no way to get home. He takes him to a bank vault where within 12 hours, someone's going to find him. And then he's going to go where? To the police. But instead, I don't get that. Instead, he has no problem with this guy finding out, but he won't tell his own girlfriend.
Right. I didn't look at it that way, but it's true. Yeah, let's just teleport a random dude over there, and I don't give a shit if he knows. My girlfriend? Oh, real shit. Don't tell her.
That one I gotta keep a secret. But I mean, of all places, why the bank vault? Like, why couldn't you just? Why not drop them off in Egypt? Because you know, if you put it in the bank vault, there's going to be someone find out that I know there are security cameras in there. It's a bank vault of all places. I'm sure they're going to have night vision ones. They could see something. But why in there as opposed to like Egypt or some crap? You know? Because Egypt, there's like, you can't explain how you got to Egypt. Plus, it's not suspicious if you just wind up there and you're on your way back. Plus, he's a drunk guy. He could have stumbled across accidentally end up in Egypt or some crap. I feel like the decisions that he makes are so bad as a character.
Or why not drop him off in some old pyramid in some old prison inside?
Yeah.
Some old Egypt prison where there are no security cameras. Just lock him up there.
But I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you'll teleport some random drunk dude, but you won't even tell your own girlfriend. All in all, I think that this movie, I think I like the music, I like the fight sequences, but I'm glad that there wasn't a sequel.
No, me neither. If it was even planned, because I don't know if it was even planned.
It's sort of like I can't tell if it was or wasn't, because they're happy at the end, again, when he just finds out that his mother is going to dedicate the rest of her life to trying to kill him, which doesn't make any sense, again. But I guess they could have a sequel where it's even more messed up family issues, where he tries to kill his mom.
Yeah, I have exactly the same problems as you have, and I like exactly the same things as you do. Yeah, it was a fine movie. Anyway, guys, it was our podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to like and comment. Also, make sure you check out our personal channels. In October, I'll be doing October a month. I'll be uploading daily horror movie-related content. And make sure you subscribe to Ron's channel. It's called Ron Adams. He'll post a rant on the first perch very soon.
And I'm going to upload videos about things occasionally.
And about the first perch.
I can't make it any more vague.
Also, make sure you check in. What do you say?
What movie are we doing next week?
Next week we'll be reviewing the Blob remake from 1988.
So if you're interested in that movie, make sure to come back around this same time. Same bad time, same bad channel next week. We'll be checking out that one.
We already have our reviews for like 3 weeks now, so...
Except for Speed. we don't have that.
We'll never have it. Anyway.
It's a casualty in the war that lost that hostage.
Anyway, rest in peace. He'll always be in our hearts. Anyway, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
See ya.
I'm just gonna wait here 10 seconds because you always say something very, very late.